Hi, I'm Michelle with Sarah Cornwell Jewelry. I'm here today to show you how to make two different simple pairs of earrings. There's two different techniques that we're going to practice for making our earrings. One is called a simple loop and one is a wire wrap. I'm first going to go over the different materials that you were provided with in your kits from Sarah, and then I'll show you how to do each kind of earring. So the first I'm going to go over the tools. So you have your clippers, look like this, or similar. You have needle nose pliers. They are rounded at the top. And then you have, hello. The first kind of earring that we're going to make is a simple loop earring. You're going to take your single wire that looks like this. It's called a head pin. It's got a flat end on the bottom of it. Generally, when I'm assembling earrings, I put the bigger pearl or bead on the bottom. So you're going to first put your first bead on and then put your second bead. So mine will look like this. The next thing you're going to do to make your earring is you're going to take your round nose pliers. A couple things about the round nose plier. They start out at the bottom skinnier and then get bigger as you go down. So when you're using the pliers, you can think about the diameter that you want your loops to be, and that will tell you where to put your wire on the plier. So I'm going to show you how to make your simple loop now. Holding this in your non-dominant hand and your pliers, if you're a righty like me, you're going to hold them in your right hand. You put the pliers at the top of that last bead, and then you're going to hold the bottom and just bend the wire at a 90-degree angle, like so. Then what you're going to do is to clip this wire about a ½ inch down, just about here. And remove that excess piece of wire. You're not going to need that. Then what you're going to do is create your loop. So you're going to take your round nose plier maybe about 1/3 of the way down. Doesn't have to be exact. And you're going to grab the end of that wire. And you're going to rotate the plier towards yourself and create your simple loop. And you just want to make sure that your loop is closed all the way. I'm going to hold this so you can see it. Just so that your earring wire won't pop out when you put that on. And you can use your flat nose plier to kind of flatten it and just close that loop a little bit more so it's tight. Then you're going to do the same thing with your next one. You're going to put your bigger pearl on the bottom and your smaller stone or pearl on top. You're going to take your needle nose plier again, your round nose plier, and you're going to bend it away from yourself, and again, clip that wire at about a ½ inch, right about here. Doesn't have to be exact, but take off that excess piece. Then what you're going to do again, about 1/3 of the way down, you're going to grab that wire and rotate it backwards towards you, and continue rotating it until you get all the way around, and then use your flat nose plier to make adjustments. Just make sure it's closed because you don't want it to slip off of your ear wire. So then what you'll have are two earrings with a simple loop on top. Now we have to put it onto an ear wire so you can put it in your ears. So this is what our ear wires look like. You're going to use your flat nose plier in your dominant hand, grab the base of it and rotate it away from you. You never want to pull out like this. You always want to go back and forth. Then you're going to take your pearls and just slide them on, and then just use your flat nose plier to tighten it up again. Just make sure it's a good connection so that it can't slide off. And then you're going to do it again for the second. Just grab the base, rotate it away from you, put your beads and pearls on, and then pinch it back shut. And then you have your two simple earrings. The next type of earrings that we're going to make involve wire wrapping. You start out your procedure the same way. You take your ear wire, you put your larger bead on first, and then your smaller bead on next. Okay. Just like before, you use your round nose plier and you bend the wire away. Now this is where it starts to differ. What you're going to do next is take this loose piece of wire here and wrap it over the top of the round nose plier. You're going to adjust your plier so that now your earring is hanging like so, and you're going to pull that wire all the way around so that when you are finished, you should have a loop that looks like this. You're going to put those pliers back in. Switch them to the other hand. If you're right-handed like I am, you're going to hold now in your left hand. Then you're going to take your flat nose plier and you're going to grab the end of that little piece of wire that's hanging, and you're going to wrap around about 2 times. So now you should have a loop with 2 wraps and then a piece of wire hanging. And then you're going to take your cutters and you're going to come in there and just clip that extra piece of wire off. So, oops. So now you have an earring with a wire wrap on the top of it. You're going to do the same thing with the other. You're going to put the bigger pearl on first, or bead on first, then the smaller. And it's really fun to pick different colors and stones to use together. You're going to take your round nose plier in your dominant hand. You're going to hold down here and push it back so that you have a 90-degree angle. You're going to take this piece of wire here and you're going to push it over the top. Adjust your pliers so that you are able to wrap this wire back around and form a complete loop. And then, again, you're going to switch hands. Using your flat nose plier, you're going to grab that extra piece of wire and wrap it around. And then you will clip the extra piece off. And then the next step is the same as for the other earrings. You're going to take your pliers, you're going to bend this part of the earring away from yourself, string or loop that around, I should say, and then close it back up. Both different kinds of wraps will keep your beads secure, whether you do a simple loop or a wire wrap. Of the two, the wire wrap is probably the more secure. It is a tougher skill, so hopefully you were able to master that. So then you have your 2 different kinds of earrings, one with the simple loop and one with your wire wrap. Thank you so much for joining us. Please let me know if you have any questions.